So let's start. Good evening and welcome back to today's The Hindu Analysis. And today's date is 23rd October 2021. And I am again here to discuss few important articles of today's The Hindu newspaper. So here's the first article we're going to discuss is India weighs net zero target ahead of conference of party. Okay, so this is how we know that our Prime Minister will be visit Glasgow for COP26 conference of party meeting, where all the countries of the world join hand together to take a next important action to fight against the climate change. So it will insist that developed nations keep their pledges. So what is this net zero concept? Okay, and how India will able to achieve this target of net zero in conference of party. So India has not entirely ruled out the possibility of agreement to a net zero climate target, though it will not budge on demanding that developed nations make good their commitment, such as providing annual budget of $100 billion to developing countries for mitigating the impact of climate change. Also facilitating technology transfer and putting in place a tangible market-based mechanism to activate the moribund carbon credit market, senior official said. So in this context, we'll try to understand the 26th meeting of the United Nations Conference of Party will begin in Glasgow on November 1st, 2021. Okay, now this is net zero target. What is this net zero target? The major focus of COP26 is to have all nations commit to net zero. This is the main focus of this new conference of party that will be held in Glasgow. Okay, so they have a main target is to adopt a concept of net zero. It means that achieving a balance between the greenhouse gas put in the atmosphere and those taken out. So what is the net zero? Means amount of gas, carbon dioxide gas emitted in the atmosphere. For example, burning of fossil fuel. If any of the countries, suppose 100 ton 100 ton extra carbon dioxide is emitted because of burning of fossil fuel, this 100 ton must be absorbed by some terrestrial radiation, some by a terrestrial vegetation. Okay, so with the help of increasing green cover, also forest cover को increase karana, so that the 100 ton of carbon dioxide be also sequestrated, means carbon sink. It should be absorbed by the green plant and also other vegetation. So that should be a balance amount of greenhouse gas that emitted because of burning of fossil fuel. Same amount of greenhouse gas must be absorbed by a medium sun. So this is called net zero. So net zero emission does not mean eliminating all emissions. It does not mean eliminating all emission. It means ensuring any human produced carbon dioxide or other planet warming gases that can't be avoided or locked up are removed from the atmosphere some other way. Maybe they can, suppose India is a country which means the burning of fossil fuels and emission of 100 ton of carbon dioxide per month. Okay, and in the same time there should be also a installation of renewable source of energy in different part of India. Okay, that will be also one important way, so that it will be absorbed some amount of greenhouse carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Some clean energy should be one alternative way. So according to the scientists, if all countries do this by 2050, there would be a chance of restricting the average temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, provided emission fall to around 45% of the 2010 level by 2030. So if all the countries of the world, they will follow this concept of net zero, so we will able to restrict our rising of average temperature of 1.5 degrees Celsius. That will be provided emission fall around 25%, 45% of the 2010 level by 2030. So this is, however, would require a deep and significant cuts to fossil fuel use that can affect the development trajectory of India and other developing countries. Now, in prelims exam, maybe they can ask you a question: which of the following statement is correct, or explain a net zero? So net zero means क्या हुआ कि it means doesn't mean completely elimination of sources of emission of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. We means this concept explain the use of fossil fuels, but that extra amount of carbon dioxide that is entered in the atmosphere, that must be absorbed by some other way. Okay, this is what a net zero. Okay, so India and net zero targets. What India is doing to achieve this target? A study by the think tank Council of Energy, Environment and Water state that for India to achieve the net zero target even by 2070, okay, net zero target even by 2070, uses of coal, especially power generation, will need to peak 2040 and drop by 99% between 2040 and 2060. So India will achieve a net zero target in 2070. 2070 में जाके India will achieve the target. Okay, and in that case, India have to 99% of energy. And right now we are using a coal for production of energy. That 99% को decrease करना पड़ेगा. 2040 and 2060 के 20 years के बीच में we should focus more on renewable source of energy, so that in 2070 we will able to achieve this target. Okay. Now the consumption of crude oil across the sector will need to pick up by 2050 and fall substantially by 90% between 2050 and 2070. India's long-term position in climate talks has always been that it will forego the use of fossil fuel, but only gradually, because it cannot compromise on development, which is now primarily reliant on coal. Also because it goes against the core principle of common but differential responsibility that require developed countries which are responsible for the climate crisis to take on deeper cuts and pay developing countries for the environmental damage from rising temperature, as well as finance their transition to clean energy sources. However, the US and the European Union delegation recent month had several meetings with the Indian officials to chart out more ambitious pathway to cut emissions. Most recently, India and the United Kingdom have agreed to strengthen the climate initiative and further their green partnership. So this is what India will able to achieve. Next important news article is Amur falcons in Manipur for annual migration. Now this is the migratory bird, Amur falcon. Don't hunt them, urge minister. Minister urged your local people, don't hunt them. We should be conserve this animal. We conserve this bird species. Okay, very important. This is the migratory bird. Okay, so the arrival of the migratory Amur falcon to Tamenglong, district of Manipur, for the annual stopover. Amur falcon visit the district every year from breeding ground in China and Russia before beginning their onward voyage to Africa for the winter. Okay, so see, this is the start from Amur falcon started journey from Russia, then China, then it entered into India. India में एक ही जगह stop करता है, that is called one place called Tamenglong, district of Manipur. And after that, it directly moved to Africa. They are the world's longest traveling raptors that start traveling with the onset of winters. So they get their name from Amur rivers that form the border between Russia and China. Remember the name of the river? Amur river is between Russia and China. So Doang Lake in Nagaland is famous for a roosting site for the species during its migration. So Doang Lake, where is Doang Lake? Doang Lake is in Nagaland, and this lake is famous for a roosting site. Okay, roosting site for this species during its migration. So Nagaland is called the Falcon capital of the world. Remember, this is very important for factual information. Nagaland is called the Falcon capital of the world also. Now, conservation status of this Amur falcon is IUCN considered as the least concern. It is protected under Indian Wildlife Protection in 1972 and Convention on Migratory Species, to which India is a signatory. Okay, also the hunting of the bird is punishable under the Manipur Wildlife Act 1972 and could lead to 3 years of imprisonment and a fine of 25,000. So anyone who illegally killing this bird, okay, hunting them, they will be punishable under the Manipur Wildlife Act 1972, and they will be penalized for 3 years imprisonment or 25,000 fine, or both. 43 countries call on China to at United Nations to respect Uyghurs' rights. Now this is important for international relations. They are important for Uyghurs' rights, whether China must be respected. So statement seek unfettered access to Xinjiang for observers. So 43 countries have called to China to ensure full respect to their rule of law. Okay, and for the Muslim Uyghur community in Xinjiang. So Uyghur communities belong to the Muslim religions. Okay, so these Uyghurs are a minority Turkic ethnic group originating from and culturally affiliated with the general regional of Central East Asia. Okay, the Uyghurs are recognized as native to the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of the People's Republic of China. They are considered to be one of the China's 55 officially recognized ethnic minorities. The Uyghurs have traditionally inhabited a series of oases scattered across the Taklamakan Desert, comprising the Tarim Basin, a territory that has historically been controlled by many civilizations, including China, the Mongols, and Tibetans, and the Turkic world. An estimated 80% of Xinjiang Uyghurs still live in the Tarim Basin. The rest of Xinjiang's Uyghurs mostly live in Urumqi, the capital city of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, which is located in the historical region of Zungaria. Okay. So this is what China must be respect the rule of law. So declaration signed by the United States as well as several European and Asian member states and others accused China of a litany of human rights violation against these Uyghurs, including torture, forced sterilizations, and forced disappearances. So in a joint statement, the countries called on China to allow immediate, meaningful, and unfettered access to Xinjiang for independent observers, including the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. The countries argue that the credible reports indicate that existence of large network of political re-education camps where over millions of people have been arbitrarily detained. Okay, so what is the China stand in this? So my experts have estimated that the more than 1 million people are recreated in camps. China has for a long denied accusations of ethnic cleansing against Uyghurs and other Muslim Turkic people in Xinjiang. It has said that while it is willing to host a friendly visit to the region, it would not agree to an inquiry by the United Nations Human Rights Commissions. Next one is very important for defense point of view. So rocket systems BrahMos add offensive punch along the line of actual control. So army has the ability to hit target deep inside China. Now this is the BrahMos missile is now located near the LAC. So this will be a cause of concern for China. So India's military posture in Tuang sector of Arunachal Pradesh has added an offensive punch through new deployments. Okay, this is called a BrahMos. The army has deployed Pinaka and Smirch long-range multi-barrel rocket launch system, as well as BrahMos supersonic cruise missile in the regions. Okay. In addition to the rocket system, the development of rocket system, the deployment of BrahMos missile, which have a range of 290 kilometers, gives the army the ability to hit the target deep inside China in case of any Chinese misadventure in this sector. So Pinaka, indigenously designed and developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization, has a range of 38 kilometers. Smirch, procured from Russia, is the longest range conventional rocket system in the army's inventory with a maximum range of 90 kilometers. So these are some important defense prepared by the India. If any situation will be arise between India and China in future, so that our army is prepared to fight against them and they can also challenge them. This is all news for today from today's news paper. We'll meet you on Monday and discuss some important news article of Monday newspaper. Thank you, everybody. Good night.